Now, before we do begin this video, I do want to make it very clear where I stand on politics. The left wing and the right wing are still controlled by the same head, the same brain of the same bird. This video is not me bashing Biden, it's not me defending Biden. This is me pointing out the writing on the wall. It's very clear that something strange is happening here, and ultimately, I believe, and it's my theory, but I believe that there will be no 2024 election. But I will get into that later on in this video. This is not going to be a very long video, but there is something strange going on here when it comes to the presidential debates that happened a couple days ago between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Now, I have spoken about this magazine cover previously in another video. This magazine cover was released by The Economist back in November 16th, 2023. The title they had chosen for this cover happens to be Introducing the World Ahead 2024, Future Gazing Analysis, Predictions, and Speculation. Every year, people talk or create videos about these covers because they happen to make some eerie, accurate predictions. Quote-unquote predictions anyway. So let's go ahead and take a look at the magazine cover, and you will see that there are a lot of icons on this cover. These icons represent events that are either currently taking place or will take place. But look at the people on the cover. These people happen to be world leaders, but as you can see, one person happens to be missing. You can see Zelensky, you can see Putin, Xi Jinping, and you can also see Netanyahu. At the top right, you can see Trump. The person to the left was supposed to be Joe Biden, the opposite of Trump. This whole cover is about as above, so below. So again, the person to the left was supposed to be Joe Biden, but in his place is a female. In my previous video about the Economist cover, I did a breakdown, but I took it in a completely different direction. But now I can see that this cover has to do with the 2024 election. Isn't it just odd that the president of the United States happens to be missing from the cover? Now look at Trump. You can see a question mark in Trump's box. Trump was not the nominee just yet of the Republican Party. Of course, it was heading in that direction, but he was not made the nominee until March of 2024. Again, this magazine cover was created back in 2023. So what they're saying on the cover is that the person to the right could be Trump, or it could be anybody that the Republicans nominate. So it's just a guess in that box, but like I said, they chose Trump because it was heading more into that direction. But if you look at the person to the left, like I said, that should be Joe Biden, they are telling you he will be replaced. There is no question mark in his box. While it is indeed true that a sitting president is not automatically their party's nominee in the next election, normally they are not challenged. So I find it kind of bold that this cover tells us that Trump's opponent, Trump's opposite, will not be Joe Biden, but will be a female. So flash forward to the presidential debate, it was pretty obvious that Joe Biden did not do so well. There were calls for Joe Biden to step down as the Democrats' presidential nominee, and not from Republicans, but from Democrats. I find the timing of this presidential debate to be rather strange, because the 2016 presidential debate between Clinton and Trump happened on September 26, 2016 through October 19th, 2016. The 2020 presidential debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump happened on September 29th, 2020 through October 22nd, 2020. Going a little bit further into the past, the 2012 presidential debate between Barack Obama and Mitt Romney happened between the dates of October 3rd, 2012 through October 22nd, 2012. So you can see where I'm going at with this. The presidential debates always occur a month or 2 months before the election. Yet this time, out of nowhere, this presidential debate was pushed all the way forward to June. Why? Because they knew that Biden was going to fumble big time during this debate. Now here's what's weird. Biden did not do anything different than he's done so before in the past while talking on camera. How many times has he mumbled off or trailed off or stood there with a blank expression on his face, talking about very random things? People would call him out on this, Yet, when it came to news, media, and those in charge of the Democratic Party, they had greatly defended him, like they were blind and deaf when it came to Joe Biden speaking on camera.
My brother loves having, there's famous lines from movies that he always quotes, and one of them is there's a movie about John Wayne. He's an Indian scout, and they're trying to get I think it was the Apache, one of the great tribes of America, back on the reservation, and he's standing with the Union. So they're all on their horses and their saddles, and there's 3 or 4 Indians in headdresses, and the Union soldiers. And the Union soldiers basically saying, the Indians, come with me, we'll take care of you, everything will be good. And the Indian looks at John Wayne and points to the Union soldier and says, he's a lion, dog-faced pony soldier. Well, there's a lot of lion, dog-faced pony soldiers out there about global warming, but not anymore. All of a sudden, they're all realizing it's a problem. And there's nothing like seeing the light. If you don't have a game plan, he may have a game plan. He just hasn't shared it with me. But I tell you what, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to bed.
How many times has he stood there like a deer caught in headlights and people had to help walk him off stage? Now, during one very, very early debate, there are calls from the Democratic Party to replace Joe Biden. News and media have turned their back against him. But as I stated previously, the Economist cover had already shown us they are replacing Joe Biden. And they are showing us who they are replacing Joe Biden with, a female. Now, who will this female be? Well, I can tell you one thing, that person will not be Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris is not that liked, and also, they will not use anybody that's tied to Joe Biden's campaign. So I do believe that person that will run against Trump will be Michelle Obama. Here is something rather interesting about Michelle Obama and why I believe they are priming her to be the presidential nominee. Because a day after this presidential debate, news and media are essentially the kingmakers. News and media are running articles how Michelle Obama has a rift with the Biden family. Michelle Obama hurt by Biden's freezing out Hunter's ex. Michelle Obama's private frustration with the Bidens. Michelle Obama has not decided to campaign for Joe Biden in 2024. Michelle Obama snubs Biden campaign amid private frustration. Michelle Obama, frustrated with Biden family, is notably absent from president's campaign trail. Isn't it just odd how they are running these articles and separating Michelle Obama from Biden, where it appears that she opposes Biden a day after this presidential debate. So they are definitely mentally preparing us, her being the presidential nominee for the Democratic Party. If Michelle Obama really is the presidential nominee, I'm going to go ahead and roll the dice by saying, do you really believe they will have Michelle Obama lose against Trump? This whole thing is more scripted than the WWE. Now, with that being said, something else also worries me when it comes to the Economist cover, and I had touched on this in a previous video. There are 2 colors on this cover, red and blue. These colors color code the people and events that are seen on this cover. Again, there is a as above, so below effect taking place on this cover. What's happening at the top is happening at the bottom. You can see the solar eclipse. The sun and the moon are merging together. But if you look at the bottom, the red and the blue eventually merge together. So something is going to happen that will cause all these world leaders to merge into one. You can see the merger at the bottom. Take a look at the ballot box in the middle. The ballot box have ballots in them, and you would think, since everything is color-coded red and blue on this magazine, the ballots in this ballot box would also be color-coded red and blue to signify Democrat and Republican. I believe, and again, this is only my theory, I believe that this magazine cover is trying to tell us that the 2024 presidential election will not happen. Every presidential debate that I can see that go all the way back to the year 2000, if not further, have always taken place between September and October. This is the first year that the presidential debate will not happen in October. So will there be some kind of October surprise? Will something happen in October that will cancel the presidential election and all these countries have to merge into one to stop this crisis? We look at the top of this cover, and what icon are they showing us here? They are showing us the icon of an hourglass. They are telling us that time is running out, and this links directly to the 2024 election ballot box. Again, as above, so below, what reflects this hourglass but two continents, South America and Australia? Will something happen in these locations that will once again cause these world leaders to merge into one? To the left is rather interesting as well. You see an eye in a TV box. That eye symbolizes the eye of Lucifer. But around this TV box, you can see brains. These brains are connected to this TV through red cords and blue cords. This symbols the deception of the debate that happened just 2 days ago. The deception being that this debate was used as a deception to replace Joe Biden with this female. But this is all a distraction. This is all smoke and mirrors, because the bigger picture is what's taking place in the middle of this cover. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this channel and you want to see more, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, please like, as any engagement does help the channel grow. Once again, thank you so much for your support.